Hello educators, there is a sim that I've noted that we can use for the topic structure of the atom. This is one of the areas where mostly it's done theoretically, and most of the time there are no activities to carry out on this. So this simulation allows the learners to actually have hands-on activities, and probably it's going to improve in terms of the understanding. Now the sim, actually you download it from the website. It is PhET sim. Just write PhET sim on the browser. It's actually a University of Colorado kind of project, and it's very useful in chemistry. It also has others like biology, mathematics, and also earth sciences. So you may find even more useful materials as you go through the same. I have tried to develop the first kind of lessons based on this, and this is mostly on the atom. There are some instructions that I had to develop, and you can also do the same, and noting that an atom being the smallest particle of an element that can take part in a chemical reaction, being made of subatomic particles, then we can look at that structure. How is the atom like? The students can play around and look at the position where the various subatomic particles are moving to and things like that. So I would want to just go straight to the sim itself. It has the protons on one end, the neutrons, and also the electrons, and then there is a periodic table up here. So what you do is you can put on this, and it can tell you the charge, can also tell you the mass of what you're looking at. You can also show element, show whether it's neutral or an ion, or show whether it's stable or unstable. So the first bit you can actually do that. Probably later, as the students get to interact with this sim, they'll be able to actually put off some of these things and maybe predict what those elements are, or whether it's an element, whether it's an ion, or whether it's neutral or not, whether it's stable or unstable. Let's build the first one. I'm picking up a proton, and when I pick the proton and place it on the center there, it tells me that it's actually hydrogen, and it is stable, and it's actually an ion. If you look at this, it shows the charge, it's an ion. So if I want to create an atom, then I would actually just place an electron, and of course now this becomes a neutral atom. You can see that it shows it's a neutral atom. If, for example, I try to add in a neutron, it's still a stable hydrogen atom, what we call the deuterium. If we add another neutron, it is the unstable hydrogen atom, the tritium. So we know that it is usually radioactive. So let's get rid of that first. So that is that. We are done with hydrogen. Now we can go to the next element. So the student can be able to draw a hydrogen atom with the two electrons, the proton and the neutron, and the single electron on its outermost energy level. Now if we go to the next one, you can create helium, and in this case with the two protons, that goes straight to helium, but it shows it's an ion, so we have to maybe add a electron, and you can see it goes to the first energy level, making a complete outer energy level. Now here we are having a stable helium atom. Then if we want to maybe see whether we can have another isotope of helium, it is possible, because that one is again a stable kind of an isotope. We try to add another one, it becomes unstable, so the movement shows it's unstable, so therefore we can get rid of that. Can go to the next, and you can see that as you're creating the atom here, the periodic table is also changing. So let's maybe try the next one and see. That goes to lithium, and this is a lithium ion. So we pick an electron and release it, and now we have a lithium neutral atom. Our lithium here is unstable, so we need to add more of neutrons, causes the stability, so the lithium atom becomes stable with 3 protons and 3 neutrons. Of course, the more stable one is the one with 4 neutrons, and you can also add another one and see that one becomes unstable. So in this case, the focus, we are going to just be looking at whether it's stable or not. At the moment, we are not going to look at the issue of isotopes. It's going to come later. And you can continue doing the same, adding another atom, making it stable, and making it actually become a neutral atom. You can see clearly that the electron now goes to the second energy level, and you can continue the same. The students can play around with this sim until they get all the atoms or create all the atoms possible, and in the process creating neutral atoms. So the maximum is actually up to neon, so we can do that. This is limited to that, but that is going to be quite useful in terms of making that learning process more interactive. And in this case, we are trying to keep on adding so that we create. The moment you release it, it goes to the required energy level. Same, go to the last one, make it stable, then it's a neutral atom. So this can be used in the first topic. It can also be used in the topic where we are dealing with ions, ion formation, and things like that. So to me, it's actually a very important kind of an interactive sim that would allow learners to learn more. Now, after they are done with this, then they can also play around with this for the symbols. They can try to kind of create the same, see what happens. Actually, now this one gives you the composition basically, and you can also talk about it being stable or unstable, and you can use it for any purpose that you would deem fit. So it is quite open in terms of the way you can use it. I would wish that you interact with it, and probably you're going to come up with very unique kind of lessons that would be useful to your learners, and also allow your learners to engage much more. After you have done all this, then there is a section where there is a game where the learners can actually play a game. Let's say, for example, we pick out this one. Before we go there, okay, so we can pick out that, and then we can start the game. We're starting the game. So there are two things here. You can use the timer there, or you can put it off. You can have the sounds, or you can put them out. And in this case, let's maybe try to look at that. So we start from there, and what we are trying to look at is an atom with a proton and a neutron and 2 electrons. What is it? So in this case, maybe you can say, is it a hydrogen? Yes. Okay. Is it a neutral atom or an ion? Let's say it's an ion. Then we check, and the smiley face says that that's correct. Then you can move to the next. So let's make a mistake here and say this is what it is, and this, and then we say, okay, the smiley face, no, it's no longer smiley, it doesn't like that, so you can try again, and all those kind of things. So the games are so interactive, and the students can actually enjoy the process of learning. So I would wish that we try this out, and probably we can educate each other on what we have been able to do. So thank you very much. I wish you well as you work through your PhET sim lesson. Thank you.